Looking at the charts, I can easily tell that it is going to be a tricky next week. We also have the CPI news event coming up within the week alongside other major fundamentals such as Euro, GBP and the likes. Remember, the holidays is also around the corner. This is December. This is the end of the year. So the holidays is also around the corner. So we may not see the free flow of the market as usual, as many traders around the world will be going on vacation. We are going to see that typical end of the year type of market movements with lots of manipulations and all. That said, the chart has told me what I should be looking at for next week, and I hate keeping these types of information to myself. So I am going to be sharing it with you. Without talking too much, let's dive right into the chart and look for money making opportunities for next week. So like you already know, I start with the dollar index. All right, so the dollar index, my monthly analysis still remains the same. If you don't know what I mean by remain the same, just go and look at the introductory part of my previous weekly videos. All right, so for if you're just joining us newly, using market structure, right, using market structure, in the bullish trend, price is expected to be making consistent higher highs and higher lows, right? And in the bearish trend, price is expected to make continuous lower highs and lower lows. Let me just show you quickly before I continue. In a bullish market, market structure is supposed to be making highs, higher lows, a new higher high breaking above this previous high, then a pullback into that zone, then to continue and breaking above this previous level here, right? So you can flip that for a downtrending market. All right, so that's the typical characteristics of a bullish market, right? And if you look at this chart, it's safe to say that we are still in a bullish trend. Right now, you can see the typical movement of higher highs, higher lows coming back into this low, then higher highs, higher lows, and so on like that. I'll play around here for a bit before blasting above. Remember, this is the monthly time frame. All right, so we blasted above. I started seeing bearish pressures, right? So now, with the knowledge of market structure, I'm expecting price to come into this zone to test this area that has been tested multiple times before, right? And if we break below this level, then I'll be looking at this trend line as a possible bullish reversal area where dollar is going to continue bullish. All right, but should we break below this trend line, we've broken below this zone, then we now break below this trend line, that means that spells doom for the US dollar. But let's not jump ahead of ourselves. So let's look at the obstacle standing in front of us. All right, now let's go to the weekly time frame. By the way, I'll be expecting some kind of strength from the dollar next week, and that strength is not going to come strong like we would love. It's going to come in some kind of a manipulative movement. All right, so you need to be on top of your game to be able to navigate through the market next week. All right, I'm envisaging that the bulk of the move is going to happen at CPI. The full meaning of CPI is the Consumer Price Index. It's one of the major news events that actually moves the market in a significant manner. All right, so I'll be expecting a slow start to next week. Next week is going to be very, very slow. Like I said earlier, you should expect these things during festive periods like this, especially December like this. All right, so it's normal. People are taking their money out of the market, so you are going to see more of manipulative moves. Even if there are moves, it's going to happen in a manipulative manner. Right now, we are sitting on top of a weekly support. As you can see, price is here right now, and looking at the strengths from the previous weeks, this is the weekly time frame, by the way. So looking at the strengths, big bold bearish candlesticks, although on the monthly time frame we are looking for price to come into this level, right? But now we have this level to contend with at the moment. All right, so and that is exactly what we'll do. Why I know we are definitely going to come into this place, maybe that will happen towards the end of the year, maybe not this week, but maybe in 2 weeks time. All right, not this particular week, the upper week, that's in 2 weeks time. I'll be expecting that move to happen. Maybe we'll finally break below here, but for next week I think we are still going to sustain above here, or if we break below it, that's exactly what I want. Of course, I'll be dropping updates when things changes on the Telegram channel. So if you are new on this our YouTube channel, the link to the Telegram channel is going to be down below. I send updates from time to time. Now this is the daily time frame. The daily time frame looks like it's still pretty much moving nicely, right? Remember about a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or so, when we broke, we retested, we made a lot of money from this zone to where price is now at the moment. All right, and it still looks like we are going to that our first level target that has been proven stubborn. All right, but now let's go to the 4 hour time frame where we get to make decisions, or let me say where I like to make decisions. We are still trading below this trend line. All right, so for me to start trading in favor of the US dollar, I would like to see price break above this trend line. But however, I'm still seeing an area, considering how last week closed. I'm still looking at this area. Now, if price breaks above this trend line, because as you can see, we are beginning to move sideways here, though on the 1 hour time frame. Remember, the 1 hour time frame is not as significant as the higher time frames, right? So we have this trend line that has been tested before. This is 1, 2, and this is the third touch. Now, we can, or we might reject this third touch and keep pushing down, all right? And keep pushing down. If that happens, I'm not going to place any trade until we break below this level. Then if we break below this level, fine. I will even like that. All right, so which means we are going to keep trading into this level target that price came shy of previously. We didn't really touch it, all right, but we came very, very close. Sorry guys, there was a slight break, right? Where did I even stop? Someone called my attention to something. But anyways, I think I was talking about the zone. So if price fails to break above this trend line, then we'll trade below. Then I'll be looking to continue trading against the US dollar when dollar index breaks and closes below here. But however, with the way last week closed, I'm looking at the possibility that price will break above this trend line, right? And if price breaks above this trend line, and seeing the way the weekly candle has closed, then if we break above here, then I would like to see something like this, then trade into this trend. I'll tell you why I broke around here. So why I had this bend here, right, was because of this resistance here. So if we break above this trend line, then I'll be expecting price to take out this resistance, then trade into this trend line that we can see on the 4 hour time frame. I'm taking my time to explain the dollar index because whatever happens on the dollar index affects the dollar pairs. All right, so that is why I always like to take my time to explain the dollar index. The movement of the dollar index is going to reflect on the movement of the dollar pairs. So if I'm telling you that we are going to see a strong dollar here, then expect to see a strong dollar on the dollar pairs. All right, so this is very, very important. So you need to now start planning your trades towards the movement I've predicted here, whether bearish or bullish. All right, if we break above that 1 hour trend line that is not visible here, then I'll be expecting us to trade into this trend line here. So let me go back to the 1 hour so that we'll see clearly. So this is that 1 hour trend line. You can plot it on your charts if you like. All right, so this is what I'll be looking at for next week. All right, you see that if we are going to keep coming down, because like I said, we are trading below this 1 hour trend line. If we're going to keep coming down, then I'd like to see us take out this zone. And if we take out this zone, then this is where we are coming to. All right, but if we fail to take out this zone and we break above this trend line, I'll break above this support, then I'll start looking for trading opportunities in favor of the dollar pairs, in favor of the dollar rather, to trade until dollar index come into this trend line. Then I'll take profit on my trades. All right, so that is what I'll be looking at for next week. So before we go into the pairs, let's look at the Japanese yen. I'm also expecting a weak JPY for next week, and I'm about to show you why. All right, though the weakness is going to be temporal, because I still think we have space to the upside. But remember, overall, we are in a bearish trend, right? Now, as you can see, the weekly, this is the weekly time frame, by the way. You can see how we closed the weekly. There was a trend line, right? And price is reacting to the third touch of that trend line. All right. So we may come here and bounce up, and it will make us have something like an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the weekly time frame, but that hasn't happened yet. So we don't predict the markets. We only react to the market when we follow the market, right? So we can't decide what the market is going to do until it starts doing it before we can now make trading decisions, right? So you can see clearly the trend line price is actually reacting to. Now you can see the bearish engulfing candle that happened at that trend line. All right, so we still have this support level that has been tested multiple times here, as you can see. Then our price may come back into that zone and bounce off. All right, but at least for next week, I'm expecting a little bit of bearish price action. All right, it's a tricky one though. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. Now for the 4-hour time frame, we have this trend line that is going to guide us, and price has been moving sideways. Now we are going to establish if JPY is going to keep falling into this support level after taking out this trend line. So for next week, I want to see JPY take out this trend line, which is 1, 2, 3, then come down, break, and then keep selling to the downside. But however, two things can happen. If we break below here, then I'll know that we should be expecting some kind of a push downward, at least to this support zone, and if we take it out, of course, further down. But for now, our deciding factor is here. So for next week, two things may happen. We may reject this trend line and keep pushing higher, which if that happens, of course, I will update in the Telegram group. Once again, the link is going to be in the description below. But if we take out this trend line, then I'll be expecting price to keep falling into this support level here. So this is a support level you might want to watch out for. All right, but overall JPY is still in a bullish trend between this zone and this zone. All right, on the lower time frame, of course. All right, so now looking at this, let's go look at some pairs. All right, starting with the JPY USD JPY. So if you look at the USD JPY, you see from this zone to this zone, price collapsed significantly. Remember, this is the weekly candlestick. But for last week, we closed with a bullish momentum. Let's go to the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame, or on the daily time frame, I'm still expecting price to come here long term, but I won't be surprised if I see price push up into this level, because this level has not been tested. If you look left, we've used this area as a resistance before, and it has been tested as a support, right? That pushed price higher. Now price has broken below it and it's still yet untested. So if on the JPY index, if the JPY index continues falling and takes out that trend line that I showed you from the previous slide, then if that happens, then we'll see USD JPY trade into this zone. All right, we'll see USD JPY trade into this zone or this zone. All right, now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, I expect price to keep pushing into this trend line. All right, so now two things is going to happen. Are we going to reject the trend line and continue downwards? I don't know. All right, but that is very, very, very likely. And if that happens, we are not going to sell directly at the trend line to avoid manipulations, right? So that, okay, we might hit the trend line and we sell, and before notice happening, price blasts above the trend line. All right, so at this point I need you to be very, very flexible. All right, so two things can happen. We can break above here, and if we break above this trend line, I will advise you shouldn't just start buying. All right, because if we take out this trend line, we might come to this support and still reject it and maybe create a double top here and start pushing to the downside. So if we take out this trend line, wait, let's take out this resistance. Then if we take out the resistance and break above, then we can now start what? We can now start buying. All right, so at least maybe this area here or the support or this resistance here. All right, however, if you want to buy, wait till we take out this resistance here. All right, but another likelihood is we can come to this trend line and continue selling. Remember, in trading you think in probabilities, and if that happens, good, fine and good. Just plot your trend line, your counter trend line like this, all right, and wait for price to come and break below it. All right, so if price breaks below it, then we sell to the downside. I don't know if you understand. Why should you wait for price to break below it? Because price can come into this trend line, also create a third touch before shooting up and breaking above this place. So try to understand what I'm saying. You are free to plot this level so that you can also watch them on your chart. All right, plot them on your chart, all right, so that you can follow this analysis, and you are free to watch this video over and over again, all right, so that you don't forget what has been said here. So if I want to sell, I'll wait for price to take out this trend line before selling, and if I want to buy, I'll wait for price to take out this resistance before buying. All right, so let's go to gold. Let's look at gold. Gold is giving me the vibe that dollar is going to strengthen up next week. Why? Because overall, when gold is bullish, dollar will be bearish, and when dollar is bearish, gold is bullish. So if dollar will be bullish for next week, then I expect to see a bearish gold next week. In last week's video, I think price was around somewhere around here, I think here, though I said there will be a reversal, then a pushback up, right? Was that what I said? Well, anyways, this has been the zone I highlighted for some time now, and price is trading at that level as we speak. All right, now we created a doji around that level. Let me remove this so that we can see clearly. We created a doji at that level, so I'll be expecting some kind of pullback before bullish continuation. Why do I think we are still going to continue bullish? I think we are going to continue bullish because last month closed with a giant bullish engulfing candlestick, taking out 1, 2, and 3 months of price action. Remember, this is the monthly time frame, so that is why I think price is going to remain bullish. However, for next week, I'll still be expecting some kind of manipulation, so there will be some bearish push. Then maybe towards the ending of next week, we'll continue the bullish run, or we can remain bearish next week, then continue bullish run towards the end of the month. But that is why I've been saying throughout this video that next week is going to be a very, very tricky week, so be very, very careful, guys. So with this candlestick, I'll expect some bearish move next week, maybe before a bullish move. I don't know. I'm going to drop that update on the Telegram channel. So on the daily time frame, price has pretty much did everything we asked it to do. All right, so we are creating higher highs, higher lows, higher high now, right? But with that weekly candle, I still expect a kind of a reversal, maybe before in future we'll continue higher. All right, so if we are going to sell next week, where do we sell at? Let's go to the lower time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, I've plotted this trend line out nicely for you. So I won't sell until we break below this trend line. So for gold to sell, I'll wait till we take out this trend line here. I'm not seeing any entries for buy, but I won't be surprised if we push to this place on Monday before falling down, before collapsing. But if I see any buy entries, I'm going to call your attention to it in the group. So however, if we are going to sell, let's wait till this trend line is taken out. All right, so that's it for gold. So for Euro USD, this is the weekly trend line I drew from, I think, way back. You can if you follow my videos, I believe you'll remember this weekly trend line. And let me zoom in so that we can see clearly. You can see this, what do they call this, doji candlestick forming at our weekly trend line, right? So it has failed to break above. Of course, if we go to a lower time frame, it looks like we've broken above, but I like to look at my charts from the weekly time frame. So this doji at this trend line is a dangerous move for me. It's a dangerous stuff for me. As a matter of fact, even if I refine the trend line you will see that we are still trading below the trend line. Look at this zone here. I'm trying to drag this stuff to touch the wick, so you can see now we even refine the trend line, capturing here, capturing the wick of this, and then the top of this also. So you can see now we are still trading below the trend line, and now we just had a dodgy candle. A dodgy indicates indecision in the market, right? So now buyers are not pushing the price up and sellers are also not pushing the price down. If you remember, from here to here, it's obvious that the bulls has been in significant control. Now coming to this zone, they are finding it difficult to break above this trend line, leaving us with a dodgy, and this kind of candlestick at a key level might signify a reversal. All right, so if next week, if we see dollar index going bullish, then we should be shorting the euro dollar. All right, now where do we enter from? If price indeed is ready to fall, where will be our Q? Anyways, as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, you can see we failed to create a new higher high. We failed to break above this high here. All right, however, we broke above the bed. These are not obvious setup. This was a significant move up, right? Then after this pullback, we are supposed to have another significant move up. That is the characteristics of a bullish trend. Just like if you notice from here, significant move up, a reversal, significant move up again, a pullback, then we're supposed to see a significant move up that we are not getting. So we are failing to take, we failed to take out this high. On Monday, we can come into this trend line and take it out. I would like to see that happen. All right, but if it doesn't happen, let me refine this trend line properly. So if it doesn't happen, I'll be expecting to see price break below this trend line and then maybe trade into this trend line to either bounce upward or also break below. All right, but why I have these two trend lines here are, one, price has tested this twice. Now failed to create a new higher high, so I think my money is on price breaking below this trend line. All right, so if I break below this trend line, this is the area where I would want to like break even my trade or close partials, because from this point two things can happen. We can either bounce upward and continue trading upward or break below. Now if we break below, of course this level where price reacted significantly to in the past will be my next level target. All right, so for now I'm going to pause this video here. It has been a busy weekend for me, busy with the students from the Zoom one-on-one mentorship program. So we had an intense Saturday. So that was why this video is even dropping late, and I'm kind of tired of talking and talking and talking for the weekend, so I'm just going to stop here. So the other charts I have not discussed in this video, I will drop on the Telegram channel. So guys, do well to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you enjoy the content, and also leave me a comment because it helps with the YouTube algorithm, so it will help more people see my video. All right, so help guys, help grow this channel. And the link to the Forex professional course is going to be in the description below. So if you want to learn how to do these things on your own, if you don't want to wait for me to come and show you 1 or 2 charts every week, if you want to have the ability to actually analyze any charts, whether Forex, stocks, crypto, just make sure you purchase the course. It's just cheap. There's a discount going on. Originally the course is $85, so for now there's a 10% discount, so you can easily get it for $76.5, and it's just for a limited time. And again, if you buy between now and the end of the month or the end of this month, you get to enjoy 3 months free signal. But if you wait till next year before you buy, number one, the price is going to go back to the original price, which is $85, and there will be no more free signal. So if you want to buy, this is the best time to buy, guys. So the link once again is going to be down below, and if you are not part of the Telegram community, the link is also going to be down below. And if you are looking for prop firms to like trade for or trade with, the links are also going to be down below. So For now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you have not done so, and also share this channel with your friends or like minds. All right, so I'll see you in our next video. Have a successful trading week. Bye guys.